Yeah. And I am ashamed to say this, but I'm happy he's dead. The world needs less people like him. I don't even want to attend the burial, but my family says it's wrong for me to not attend. That's the dilemma.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Rough.
How do I tell my husband, yes, we are properly married, that him farting is suddenly affecting me and putting me off?
Okay, so he shouldn't fart.
But okay, it will be okay. Hi guys, Maruki Munyi here.
It's Lydia KM.
And we're back again with another episode of
The Messy In Between.
It's Definitely TMI. I love your hair tied like that.
Oh, thank you.
Wigs
so
are so
much.
versatile. Is it one hairstyle or is it seven?
Am I
You will
one
never
woman
know.
or am I seven?
That's the question.
That's the
here.
true
That
question
is
that we
the-
are asking.
Honestly,
Thank you so
it's
much.
Such a
I already
vibe.
told you, look like a 10 out of 10.
Thank
With
you.
your hair like that. She doesn't have eyeliner or lashes. You
Imagine.
try it at home. You try it. You try it. You can see nothing.
Wow, fantastic. She's at 10, but she didn't wear lashes. She's at 15.
She's at 15 and a half.
Thank you.
Thank you so
babe.
much, guys, for tuning in to another episode of the Messy In Between podcast, TMI Podcast KE. We love to have you here, guys. What episode is this, Joanne?
Very
What episode
many.
is this, Nancy?
Definitely between 50 and 60. For sure.
Somewhere.
For sure, it's
Somewhere
between
in the
50
range
and
of
60.
50
yeah.
and 60.
I think we're at like
Amazing.
58 now. 58 or 9. Maybe.
Nance, that's you to know. We
Our
love it.
assistant who holds our
Always
whole
on
lives
point,
together.
Always on point. Always on point. But thank you so much for joining once again, guys. Thank you so much for the love in the last couple of episodes, especially the series of He's
The
a 10,
10,
but she's a 10. You guys are really loving that
It was
one.
bomb.
And it's sometimes we just want to have fun. Not everyday education. Not every day dealing with life matters. Sometimes we just want to have a really good time. If you are watching on YouTube, please make sure you are subscribed. If you are listening to on a podcast platform, please make sure you are also subscribed. Plus button somewhere on the right hand corner so that you can validate our channel. This really does matter. As much as you hear people singing about
really
subscribers, it actually it validates your work. It helps you get more partnerships. You guys want 2 episodes. How can we do that without money?
And it hurts when we see a video has 150,000 views, but
Oh,
our subscribers are
are yet
60K.
to be.
Please,
Are yet
guys,
to be
subscribe if you're
100K.
watching.
Please do, guys. And follow us on Instagram as well, TMI Podcast KE, Morugi Monyi or Lydia KM. We have loads of content over there. And because of today's episode, it's very important that you actually go onto those Instagram pages because that's where we get the content for
TMI Talk, which is the basis of our episode today. She said not everyday life issues, but today it's life issues.
Today's life issues.
Today is
hot.
Solidly life issues.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, people are always saying that we talk a lot about relationships and how we relate with men. But the reason we do that is because TMI Talks are 97% always about a relationship with a man. My man did this, something to do with sex. It's always an issue to do with that. We have a few which are not that. Maybe some are career, some are like family issues. But honestly, the bulk is like these other ones, the relationship, the sex ones, which just shows us that that's what people really need help in.
And that's the truth.
Yeah, and that's the truth. And we really want to be here to like provide useful information that will help you tangibly in your life, not just like, surface level. Oh, by the way, you should leave him. But we want to be like, what about your particular issue? How can we help you in your particular issue? Yeah. So all the issues we're going to be reading today, or the dilemmas we're going to be reading today, have been submitted by you guys to our TMI Podcast KE Instagram. And we want whoever is watching who did not submit this, listen to it keenly, take it seriously, because this is someone's
empathy as well.
life. Yeah, this is literally someone's life. And then let us know in the comments, or you can DM us on Instagram how you feel like this person can be able to deal with this life issue.
Yeah.
Are we together?
We are together.
Are we on the same page?
We are on the same page.
Haya, twende kazi basi. The first question. Hi, I have a huge dilemma that I need help resolving. So my dad has mostly been an absent dad. I am 27 years old now, and he's only been present for about 7 years of my life at the moment. I last spoke to him 6 years ago. Six years ago. The years that he was around, the amount of emotional damage he did is something that I'm still trying to heal from till today. I still have a lot of resentment towards him. So a few days ago, he died. And I am ashamed to say this, but I'm happy he's dead. The world needs less people like him. I don't even want to attend the burial, but my family says it's wrong for me to not attend. That's the dilemma. Should I attend the burial? I genuinely hate that man so much.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
rough. You know, as soon as you
rough.
said that, I was just like,
Oh, yeah,
God.
because we are
Here
the
we go.
queens of
Here
daddy
we
issues.
go.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like actually it's not I feel like I actually heard a psychologist say on TikTok. I know that sounds like psychology on TikTok, but I swear he's called something Jeff, and he's actually really, really good.
Does his name have doctor? Because me only listen to the one
No,
who
he's
says
actually
doctor.
he is a psychologist, he's
psychologist.
an actual doctor, yeah. And he has really helpful content. Anyway, he had said that there's some confusion sometimes when your parents die, that there's some relief. And so it depends on the dynamic. For example, there's a lady who had said that the reason why she felt relief when her parents died is because she was their carer. So this is not somebody who she's distant with or they were emotionally neglectful. This is somebody who she was consistent with, she loved her parents, but there was a relief when they died. And so I'm trying to say, if someone can feel relief in a situation where they do love their parents, that they're actually sad about their parents dying, you feeling relief that your dad is dead in a situation where you feel you are disconnected, those feelings, first of all, those feelings are there. So they are valid because they exist. As far as whether or not you should go to the funeral, I don't know why you're being forced to. How old is she?
She's 27.
She's 27. I don't know why you're being forced to, but sometimes the way families see it is that they don't want you to make a decision which you can never undo, because the barrier is once. The barrier is once, and if you don't go, that's it. Personally, if I felt like I didn't want to go, I wouldn't go. But I see where your family is coming from, so I was asking you to leave. I would say that because what I'm hearing is hate. Hate is usually strong.
It's very
and it's
strong,
very
yeah.
close to love.
Yeah.
It's the hate is.
It's like it's like obviously you wanted to have a good relationship with him, but it's just that he was a douchebag,
almost
so you were not
towards
able
resentment.
to. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So because of that, I would say that feels like something that you will soften over time, and you might look back and wish that you went.
Yeah. For me, should you go to the burial? I think you should. I think you should go to the burial. One, because it seems to mean a lot to your family. I know that it's not like you should put yours aside, your feelings aside for the sake of your family. But there are some things that I feel, especially when it comes to tradition and maybe something as important as a wedding or a burial, that family is like, it's important, it's like the way you'll have Rurasho and Guraro and maybe like it's not really your thing, but I mean, if it was just you just go to, I don't know, a court somewhere and marry, but because you are part of a family, for that one reason. Secondly, the dead are dead. He's not, I know sometimes, like, especially when you hate someone, it's like, you don't want to give them the satisfaction that you came to their thing, or like but they're dead. Yeah. He doesn't know that you're there. So even just for the, to just see him actually go into the ground, or even just to be, even if you don't have to see him go in the ground or even see his body or anything, just to even be at the back and just, just be there. Just be there. It's not, there's no connection you have with him. This is more about your family actually than it is about your dad. I don't think that it takes anything away from you, unless if emotionally you don't feel like you're able to handle it. I feel like if it doesn't take anything away from you, I would say just attend. And if potentially it could lead to any other issues in your family or any other, relationship conflict, in your family, other people, then just go. That's what I would say. I would say, just as you said, even if your feelings don't soften over time, I don't feel like it'll be neither here nor there that you attended the burial. So if it could lead to any negative consequences with your own family by not going, I would say go.
Yeah, for me, I don't feel as passionate as you are as far as she needs to go, but I'm also not very strong on not going because I'm trying not to project my stuff on you. I have done so much of my healing that there is no strong emotions there anymore. There's no hate, there's no resentment, there's nothing like that. So a lot of things that I would maybe be required to do pertaining my dad don't feel stressful to me, right? But when I was back there, maybe when I was feeling those really strong feelings, I know how you're feeling and you want to be validated. Yeah. You want people to tell you, you're right, he was an asshole. Yeah. And you shouldn't go.
And we understand why you don't want to go.
Yes, that's and what we do. Really you want to hear. But what people are telling you is that he was your dad. Whereas that really has no weight to you because to you he was an asshole. Yeah, so I can see where the confusion is. But since Joanne is most passionate, this is how we always make decisions with TMI. Whoever is most passionate, go with that one. So Joanne is very passionate about you going. Yeah. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, I feel like in the long term, are you likely to regret attending a burial or not attending a burial?
Most likely
to regret not attending.
Yeah.
So that's what we would suggest you do. Man, but that's a difficult situation and we know.
Right.
All right, that was very heavy. Let's go a bit looser.
Please.
Let's
who wants to have
untighten
their
your
ass
pants.
eaten? Who wants to have their ass eaten?
Speaking of ass. Hello, my ladies. I love that you called him ask my ladies. How do I tell my husband, yes, we are properly married, that him farting is suddenly affecting me and putting me off? I never used to have a problem with that, but we have spent 2 years apart. He was working in a different town and it was exciting visiting each other. But now we are back living together. So much has changed and I don't know how to put it nicely on the things that I don't like. Thanks in advance.
Okay, so he shouldn't fart.
But okay, okay. Let me tell you something. Actually, the thing with men farting is that men have a very disgusting way of farting. I feel like when women fart, like me when I fart, I either try to make it as silent as possible.
That's not true.
Or
Like
like
you farted in front of me. So let's
please, you're not my man. You will
for your
take
man-
my
for
fart.
your man, you pee
At
ma.
least I'll pee ma and I'll let it go kidogo. Until it's all over. I will literally give myself a hernia.
Are you kidding?
Okay.
Before
I yeah. But men, they don't care. They can literally even spread their butt cheeks to fart, or they do like it's just very disgusting. Men sometimes can just be yucky. I don't know how they just yucky about it. Even burping. Like you when you burp, you'll be like, excuse me. A man just be like, you know. So I get it. And then also this dynamic of living apart to living together, I know how that can be difficult. Because I saw it with my parents. There was a time my mom had traveled for like 6 months. And when she came back, it was like, yeah, we love having her, but it's just different. Like
you are lost.
You are
You're
lost
here
and now
every-
there's one other person, and it's just like you can just see how obviously even in 6 months you are a different person than you were 6 months ago, and the way you have now structured your life to be, I get home at this time, my shoes are here, my whatever, but now suddenly you're entering and someone is just I don't know, showering, and I always shower as soon as I get in the house. There are so many dynamics. I would say, I don't know if the farting is going to change, but maybe you can make it as part of a bigger conversation. Just be like, babe, I've been having some challenges adjusting to you, coming back, and then list many other things. Let the farting be like number 7. I don't know, list other things and just be like, it's been difficult because I don't know, the budget, because now I'm cooking for 2 people. I don't know what other things you can say, but don't start it with like, can you stop farting? Just be like, babe, do you think you could? Oh man, but
babe, like, do you think you could fart a few feet from me? Because I mean, prohibiting him from farting, I think is not fair, because that is just a normal reaction. Joanne,
but can you
be
fart
serious?
respectfully?
No, as in, but like you can create a distance.
Yeah.
Like when you're about to fart, like create a
okay,
distance.
we are having the
between us.
conversation and I've responded. So now I'm sitting here on the couch under the blanket. Do you want me to get up to go stand there and fart?
Babe, see, you can.
Are you serious, babe? Me,
Yes.
I'm tired. You go.
Babe, I want to find you sexy, and at this point,
Oh, so I'm not
you're
sexy.
a pig.
I knew you were cheating.
You're a fucking pig right now. That's what you are. I think the best way is to have a conversation in a way that's or say that, babe,
You're
when
really
I
saying
fart,
babe a lot. Babe, babe, babe.
you
babe.
taught us.
Yeah.
When you're saying something, say babe.
Say babe.
Stick with the babe.
Yes.
Because once you go to Michael,
Oh,
it's
done.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just be like, hey, babe, when I fart, I move away. I would love it if you did the same. Wow. But
It just sounds like, I don't know.
But honestly, okay, I'm not invalidating how you feel, but in the grand scheme of life, that's the hill to die on.
Honestly, it's just not.
I don't think it is.
But even, obviously,
It's
farting,
annoying.
Farting
No
in
one-
itself is a yucky-ish thing. I don't think
Nobody
anyone
says-
finds it attractive.
no one says yam.
Yeah.
You continue.
Oh, you don't know, please. If there's a babe saying that there's a man who loves her pussy farts, there's a man who probably loves actual farts somewhere.
Okay, fine. So aside that 1%, there are it's rare that someone's going to be just like, "Oh, come here, daddy.
Yeah.
You just farted." No one is going to do that. So you kind of just see it as part of their humanity. It's that's it. It's just like their humanity. So if you try to have a conversation and it's been like hey babe, I would really like it if you create distance when you want to fart, or not be so grotesque about it, whatever. If you do try to have that conversation and it doesn't work, the only other way now is just like, he's human, he farts, it's disgusting, but I find his humanity sexy too, because I'm telling you, immediately after a fart, you do question why you're with someone.
Honestly,
it's like,
and,
what?
Yeah, and I feel like when you're married, when you're living with someone, there are some fights you have at the beginning, which at some point you just like. Anyway,
Nope.
now it's not the one. It's just like, okay, fine. I'm just
In the
you
grand
just have
scheme
to
of the to-do
in the grand
list.
scheme of things, yeah. Because and I get now it's like once you've been living apart and you come back to living together, it's almost like you're starting afresh.
Yeah, the dynamics
because
are
you're
difficult.
completely different people, and it's like even if you've been in communication or in touch, it's not been in the same space. It's so
not the
different when it's the
same.
same space. It's like now I was lying across the couch, now you're here, so I have to go lie half. I have to
know,
fold my
it's
legs.
not the same.
Yeah, but maybe you try and have the conversation, see how it goes, see if he takes it personally or if he gets upset, and then kindly report back, because this one we need to know how it ends.
Yeah,
All the
please
best,
do.
babe. All the best.
That's rough.
Woo! Okay, now let's go into sex conversation. Just
As
a
the
little
sex
bit.
podcast
As a sex
we are.
podcast. It's been 20 minutes and you've not talked about sex?
Shocking.
Off brand.
It's still TMI, guys. Don't turn off. It's still us. It's still us.
Okay, so this is from one of our younger audience members. She's 19. She says, "Hey TMI, first and foremost, I'm a really huge fan of your podcast. Thank you.
Thanks.
You ladies do a great job educating us on various issues, especially the unpopular opinion and uncomfortable truths. We also really enjoyed that series.
love that, yeah.
It allowed us to talk about things that people just don't talk about.
Yeah.
So she says, I'm 19 years old and hoping to join campus. So I would like you to advise me on what to do when you're in your first relationship with a guy and you don't want to engage sexually with him. The reason as to why I'm asking this is because my entire life I've been around women. I've never had a chance to engage with the opposite sex, which is so rare. Thanks in advance.
We probably can't relate because we have always wanted to have sex. But when you don't want to engage in sex, the first thing is to be honest. Don't try and get into a situation where you're not being upfront about someone, because it's completely valid that you don't want to have sex, but it's also completely valid that someone else wants to have sex. So if you're engaging with a guy and you're talking or whatever, when you see it's like, making movement towards that, if you have like maybe like how some people say, I won't have sex until I'm married, or I won't have sex in the first year or something, if you have a clear picture of exactly what you want, or you just feel like you want to take that part of your relationship slow, be open and honest about it from the get-go. Because actually, unfortunately for people who don't want to engage in sex, what happens is that there's an expectation. So it's you who needs to break that expectation.
Yeah.
And of course it's a bit difficult, but that's kind of how it is. The person is already assuming that we're going to hang out a bit.
Exactly.
We're going to get together and then we're going to have sex.
That has become more commonplace.
That's
than
more
not
common than
having
not.
sex.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
because of that, it's for you to interrupt that expectation, and it's always best to have that conversation as early on as possible.
Exactly.
Once you start getting vibey, once you start seeing he's kissing you, he's holding you, he's touching you, and he hasn't said that he hasn't said that he doesn't want to have sex, interrupt the expectation.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely love that. I think the fact that you've not interacted with many men, that could be a positive thing or a negative thing. I don't feel like it's neither here nor there. It could be neutral. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, as she said, early on in your interaction with any man, you can always tell kind of like a guy who is trying to sleep with you, kind of thing. So it's as early on as possible in any interaction. Always make it clear that you're not interested in that. So if like, let's say you're in a club or something, even maybe you're not in a relationship, and like someone is sitting close to you, they keep touching your thigh. You know how it goes, and
They
like,
know
what, and you can
trying to
tell.
warm you.
Always make sure don't like play along, and then now you feel like, oh, it's too late. Then now you start feeling like you owe them because they have bought you drinks, and now it's like, oh, I know I have to go to his house. I have to sleep with him.
Yeah.
The earlier on and more direct that you are, the better. Because sometimes women will be like, no, I'm not like that. No, just be like whatever. I just want you to know that actually I'm not in a position to interact with you sexually, but I'm really enjoying getting to know you, or something like that, so that you don't feel the pressure. And by the way, don't feel the pressure just because everyone is having sex. If you don't want to have sex, you don't have to. You really just don't have to if you don't want to. You can wait until you're 30, until you're 40. I mean, there are people who are celibate their whole life. So if you don't want to do it right now, or you want to wait a bit until you're ready, take your time. Just make sure you communicate it early enough. And then also the situations you allow yourself to get into obviously should also be in line with that. Like if a guy has invited you to his house to cook for you, he needs to know in advance that you're not going to do that, because many men will invite you over with the hope, let me not say the expectation. That you're actually going to have sex with them. So just communicate. Actually, communication is key.
Yeah, you
just
have
say
to have that conversation.
Yeah.
I would say though that in this day and age, you're more likely to find people who aren't on the same page as you as are,
Yes,
but
yes.
you will find those who are.
Yeah.
So if you do find a couple of guys along the way who are just like them, they have to have sex, just be okay with that. Be okay with the fact that that's not going to align with a lot of people, but you will find the one.
You will find the one. We hope we've helped you, girl. Let us know how that goes. Now that we're speaking about sex or not having sex, let's now continue on that path line. Someone says, hey, queens. Hey. Hi. Trusting you are doing well. Please help a babe out. I have been dating my guy for a year now and everything is going on well. Before I started dating, I was masturbating, but I now think it has affected my sex life. Whenever we are intimate, oh, she's using the F word. Whenever we have sex, I don't feel the sweetness I feel when I masturbate, but the sex is good. It's just that I don't feel that sweetness. I totally understand that it's not all the time a woman must have an orgasm, but it can't be all the time. But whenever he rubs my clitoris, I feel it. I'm new to this thing. He's the only body count I have. Will it change as the experience comes, or should I see a therapist?
You just might be the people who, many women who do not climax with penetration. And if you're saying that when he's like rubbing and stimulating your clitoris that you're feeling good, you might really benefit with somebody who gives head. That might be it for you, sweetie.
Yeah,
it might be. It's not everyone who climaxes from penetration, so that they might just be that way. But if you're saying the sex is good, I think that might be it.
Yeah,
you just don't climax with penetration. And you can tell him that, you know, what makes you feel like most aroused or whatever is to have your clitoris stimulated, or he can give you head. And I keep preaching about the orgasms that come from head, and they are just
the best. The best. There are instances, there are studies that have shown that masturbation can decrease your enjoyment of actual sex with actual people, because of the fact that when you masturbate, because you are in tune with your own body, you always know exactly what to do to get you where you want to go. So like there's no disconnect of
and
like I have to tell
getting
you
shoved.
Exactly, the less being pushed around
and penetrated.
Yeah. So it is possible that masturbation could have led to you not being able to enjoy your sex life as much. If you see a sex therapist, they would probably tell you things like, and I've read up on this actually online, because someone else had sent me a message about this on my own personal page. Sometimes they might recommend that you stop masturbating altogether until you can build up that satisfaction level with your partner, if that's what you want. Sometimes they might recommend sex therapy, you know, or like different things, like maybe just, I don't know, a few things that sex therapy guys can recommend. I would recommend actually that you do see a sex therapist, because we are not sex therapists. But there are times that masturbation can actually lead to that, especially if you over masturbate. You know,
I think it's the excessiveness.
It's excessive masturbation, because that one, it's like pleasure really quickly. With a partner, sometimes there's a bit more waiting, because it's like it's me and you, so it's not all me, and it's not all you, it's like me and you. Why are you smiling like you're honey?
No, sorry. It's because I'm thinking about the massive difference of sex and masturbation, and so much comes with sex. So much comes with sex.
So
it's
many
like
things,
pleasing someone else. It's like, you know, you're now in the relation. You're in your head. You're in the relationship with them. It's pleasing them. It's being penetrated. Does that feel good right now? You know, it's like doggy. It's the pussy fart. It's like, you know, so many things.
You think about a fight you had or something like that. How do I look? Masturbation is just
clean,
pure,
it's
perfect
pleasure.
It's perfect, exactly. So they just can't feel the same. You know, I think I enjoy both of them. It's perfect. I feel like I enjoy both masturbation and sex with my partner, but I enjoy them in different ways. Very different ways. And I think that's okay. But I wouldn't say that I don't feel the sweetness of actual sex. You know?
But if you do it often, you will find that even, or sometimes, like let's say if you're using a sex toy, right? If you do it so often, you find that it might be more difficult for you to climax when your partner is going down on you, because you're using like something that's already like very fast and very sensitive versus someone's mouth, you know? So sometimes it's more of like, it's like, let's say if head is like 10
Of course, head is 10.
If head is 5, right? What your vibrator might be doing for you is 10, as in terms of speed.
Yeah.
Right. So
and
then
intensity, even,
and
'cause those things are
intensity,
really intense.
exactly. So then that's not your man cannot compete with a machine. If you get my point.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
sometimes they might be overstimulating your clitoris, overstimulating yourself sexually, and then your partner doesn't feel as sweet because so many other things come with sex.
So if you're still masturbating, I would recommend you stop masturbating
For sure,
a while.
at least a while.
Exactly, for a while.
It will
and
come
just
back.
See, yeah.
It will come back.
Yeah, and try and see what happens. Also, maybe you can try and see, you probably maybe have not explored like other options. Okay, there's head, what other things can you do? Different positions, perhaps different, I don't know, places to do it. I don't know. Maybe you can just try and explore a bit more.
And also something, guys, there's a very beautiful in between of masturbation and your partner using a sex toy on you. And that can be, listen, my good friends, because it's something else, because you're bringing your personal thing that you do, which is like masturbating, with him. And that's like another world, guys. Another world. So that could be a really happy in between.
This is not a sponsored episode, but Beducated have a really nice course on mutual masturbation.
And
you should
let me
check
tell
it out.
you, Jennifer,
check it out. Yeah,
you're welcome.
You're
We'll just
welcome.
leave it as
Actually,
that.
yes. Let's just leave it. Okay, so let us know how that goes. Okay, let me do another interesting one. Hey sisters, please hide my ID. We always do, guys. We value your privacy.
We do.
So much, guys. We would never let you down there. I'm a 27-year-old lady who needs your advice. I've been married for 6 months, but I'm unhappy. 6 months. I'm not in love with my husband and it's frustrating me. I just don't feel his vibe and I don't know whether this will ever change. We had a church wedding and the idea of divorce scares me, though I have entertained the thought severally. It is so bad that I don't even like spending time with him. I got married to him because he's a good Christian guy. We are the problem stars.
I was about to say,
Yep.
when
did
it
change?
go wrong?
I got married to him because he's a good Christian guy, but I just find him boring. I feel like there's no chemistry between us. I've been in love before and I always wish I got married to someone I love or someone with whom I have chemistry. I really don't know what to do. I feel like it's unfair to both of us, as he also needs to be with someone who would love him genuinely because he's a great guy. Also, I don't know if having a baby would make things better or worse. Worse. Do not, please. Oh my God. Babies add, they add love and joy to the home, but in terms of the relationship between the two of you, it'll add stress. It'll add, I don't know, financial burden. Like, don't do it. The baby is not going to help. I feel like when people are getting married, I wish people knew what marriage was like inside before they actually got married, because I feel like if people did, a lot fewer marriages would break because people would get into it with a lot more foresight. Because sometimes somebody could fit the perfect frame of what would be a perfect man, but he's not perfect for you. The key thing, especially friendship, someone who is your friend, who even if you are not dating, you could just see yourself being friends with, you could hang out, you have the same jokes, like you enjoy each other's company. That's like the number one thing. And unfortunately, that's the one thing that you guys are missing. I don't know if I would say right away divorce, because your vows are really, I take vows seriously, and I imagine anyone who got married in church actually takes vows seriously. Me, I would say consider therapy for sure. Now,
let's go to therapy. So, Joanne, you're here. What made you come to therapy?
I find that I don't enjoy spending time with my husband. I find him a little bit boring, and I wish that he would do more. Sometimes, let me tell you something. Sometimes you say something, someone can say a general statement like, I don't enjoy spending time with him, but what have you tried? Like, for example, usually we spend time like we're in the house. Have you tried like, I like going to the movies. Have you gone to the movies with him? Have you, like specific things, like I really like going to the gym. Have you taken to the gym with you? Because you might find sometimes maybe you don't enjoy spending time with your husband in other settings or whatever, but you could find things that you guys jointly love that could make the situation livable. So because it's only been 6 months,
that's
livable.
The key.
If it's because it's only been 6 months, I would say your marriage deserves a shot. It deserves a shot. So I'd say go to therapy. If there are things that you have not tried doing with him, I know probably at this point, even the thought of like, I'm going to the movies, then I take this boring guy with me. Just maybe try.
I know what it feels like to be not attracted to someone who makes so much sense on paper.
Yes.
Believe
the perfect guy.
The guy who is romantic, he's doing everything for you, but he's not tickling your clit.
Your clit is not throbbing.
It's not throbbing.
It
is just meh. you know. And unfortunately, actually, I think fortunately, the best part of love is that it isn't something you can be mechanical about.
Yeah.
If you find someone and you feel something for them, that's why it's supposed to be that way. And this is not even the first time someone has said something like this. I've even had someone who, like, they had kids, and she's literally like, my husband is ugly. I married him because he had money and because he's a good man, but here we are. I know it seems like such an amazing thing to be like, I really want to get married. He's got money. He's here. Let's do it. But by the way, life is long when you're miserable.
Life is so
long when you're miserable. So for those of you who are not in this situation, think twice. As far as you, I think I would agree with Joanne. Try therapy. Try and actually make it work, because you clearly knew this before you got married, and that was not on him. He married someone who he thought was in love with him.
Yeah.
So because you're saying that, you know, he deserves to be with somebody who is right and somebody who is, you know, somebody who loves him too, the best you can do is give it your best shot, because at least 1 year you can tell him, the last 6 months I've done this, I've done that, I've tried this, I've tried that, and it's still not working. That's always a better situation to be in. But wow, because I mean, that's
and 6
life
months.
destroying,
Yeah. I
man.
feel like marriage is a huge commitment, but so is divorce. And especially in Kenya, if like you don't have, at least somebody has cheated or somebody has whatever, the court process can be insane if you can't go and show this is the reason why, because people will usually go and say, okay, irreconcilable difference, but you'll be called in court and they'll be asking you, because the law, the Kenyan law actually takes marriage very seriously. It's like you can't just get married, because people use marriage as, you know, for like fraud and things like that. So you can't just go and be like, yeah, now we don't love each other anymore. You'll be told, have you gone to church, have you gone to your parents, have you done what, have you tried this? Like, it's really, it can be such a headache.
I am so stressed.
Yeah,
this
I know.
It's really stressful.
It is extremely. Please, guys, marriage is not a child's play. It's not a child's play.
Jesus.
Honestly, yeah. Please think
and
about
also,
it.
we're just excited about the ring.
Exactly. When you're living in the same house with somebody and you're spending your days with them, morning to night. Now we are on lockdown. We are together 24/7.
Yeah.
That's when you really start to be like, you know, me, but then I look at my husband, I'm just like, thank God this man came along, because I really just cannot imagine spending that much time with anyone else.
It's not a joke.
So please, so try therapy. Let us know how it goes. Try, even though at this point it probably just feels like he's repulsive, try maybe just like, I don't know, come up with some fun things. Guys, take a vacay. I don't know. Organize some group
I know
dates.
how she's feeling. So
Yeah.
we're just telling you,
The
because
ick. I know the ick. And you can't put your finger. It's just like, why are you here?
you can't change
Why are you
it.
breathing?
And everything he
Oh,
does
God.
is yucky
It's just
and
yucky,
nasty
yeah.
and yuck. God.
Horrific.
Sweetie.
Sorry, sweetie. Sorry. Let's go to the next one. So this one is about an office romance. She says, hello TMI, I would like some advice. When I started working at my new job, I started having a casual relationship with one of my co-workers for about 3 months. It has ended now, and I know how office relationships are not the best things. However, there is someone else I thought was cute at the office. We went out to the bar with the rest of the people at work, and there's definitely something there. What do you think? Sijui unataka tuseme nini?
I mean, eventually you're
And she's
going to
been-
be that
yeah,
babe.
exactly.
Eventually, that's you. That's what
your
you're
brand,
about.
yeah.
That's your brand in your office. And I know people say that, you know, it's like, it's whatever. You can do what you want. You can have sex what you want. But in a workplace, so many things affect how you're treated in the workplace, and things like this are definitely going to affect the workplace. I would say one office romance is enough.
Yeah. And if it
One
lasted 3 months, sorry, you're
3
done.
months,
You're
I
done.
think that's it, sweetie. I
Yeah.
think that's it, because now there's this other guy, and you will see even in the dynamics between you and other women, you and other men, it becomes a thing, and that's not what you want. And I really hope I want you to go out with other people. I need you to just stop with work people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it.
And I know that office romances, sometimes they feel easy because
Yeah.
it's like you're with
You're
these people
here
all the time.
24/7.
And then maybe we have gone for work trips and, you know, we are in hotel rooms. Okay,
Yeah.
so it just makes sense. But I would urge you to exercise some self-control.
Yeah, honestly.
Very few times. Okay, sometimes office romances lead to good things, like me marrying Zach, you know. But there are many times it just does not go well, especially if it's a casual relationship or if the person has another partner, or if maybe this person is your superior, or if you are their superior, in which case it's just an absolute no.
I think
so. I
no.
hope these people are at your same level, but I would just say you should just steer clear. You should steer clear. But if you've already started with this one, anzeni basi mmalize, and then after this, promise us that there's no other one, because this is too.
No. They have. She
quite
hasn't
enough.
started. She just said,
But she's definitely
cute.
something there.
Yeah, babe. No, I would say no. For me, I would say no, because I don't know. That's too much. It is too much. I've done an office romance as well, but we stuck to the one.
Yeah.
It was good.
And then it ended.
I left. I think I left the job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
fine.
but it was a really good minute and a half there. Yeah.
It was good. If you're watching, sir, she's now in a committed long-term relationship.
Happy relationship.
So she's not available. Yeah. But anyway, office romance. All right, next one. Another relationship one. She says, "Hi ladies, I'm in a relationship with this guy and he's so insecure. Right now we are in a long distance relationship with him. I was on a call with him and I got a message and he heard the message come in and he got mad, started saying that he's not the only man in my life. I'm cheating on him." He was yelling. He's so insecure, too much. Help me please. I love him.
Leave.
Oh God. In between us,
it's rare that
leave.
Yeah, I actually work towards thinking, how is this solvable? But let me tell you, sister friend, the void in someone that makes them feel like they're not good enough for you is not for you to fill. And
say that one more time, because that was deep.
The void in someone that makes them feel like they're not good enough to love is not yours to fill. I remember there's I was in a relationship and I once sat down my boyfriend and I asked him, I was just like, do I not show you that I love you enough? Because I was looking in my actions, and me, the kind of girlfriend I am, I'm just like, I'm here. If I'm in it with you, that's just what I'm doing. It's you. I'm all in. And I was consistent. I compliment. I'm present, but it doesn't seem to be enough. He's always trying to add something else that I need to do to prove my love. I actually asked him, "Do you think that I do enough to make you love me? I mean, to show you that I love you?" And he was just like, "Yeah, he does." And I was just like, "Then what are these other conditions that you're adding?" Then he got defensive because he was like, me, I've never been insecure, but
that's the first sign that he's
insecure. That's the first sign, because like it's so weird for you to be putting these weird conditions on someone for them to prove that they love you, and yet they are showing that they love you. So for me personally, if I tell someone once that, hey, I'm not cheating on you, there is no evidence, and a text on my phone could be from anyone. So
this is very extreme.
It's
very extreme. He's yelling that you're cheating, and you just got
yelling.
A text.
We are yelling. You're not even just asking. We are yelling. I would say it once.
And how long? Okay, you didn't say how long the relationship has been.
Yeah.
But me, I would say if it's under 1 year, for sure, I don't think this is the cross that you deserve to die on, my dear.
This is not the
I would
hill
say
to die
for
on.
sure, please just
if it's something which you've
yeah.
repeatedly had a conversation about, and you've explained to him, and you are doing everything possible to show him that you love him, but he still doesn't believe that, that is officially not your problem. And let me tell you, it's so draining. Let me give you another example. So we've been out with some of our friends. Amazing. It was just a normal outing or whatever. We're in the cab right now. We're just like here right now in the cab. We're just chilling, talking. My phone just beeps. I literally just pick up and look like this. Those 2 seconds cost me my good friend.
Are you serious?
Yes, those 2 seconds cost me. He was just like, you're not being present with me. You're not spending time with me. I'm here. And I was like, nigga. Are you kidding me?
Are you joking?
And the thing is that you start questioning yourself.
That's the thing.
You're just like, we're just like, wait, am I seeing things the way that they are? Because we've spent all day together. We've gone out, we've hung out with our friends. We're in the cab home. I haven't touched my phone. But the 2 seconds I touch my phone, I'm somehow not being present with you. No.
Yeah. But it's not worth it. And then you start now trying to overcompensate.
That's all you're always doing.
Every time he's calling you, you've put your phone on silent because you don't want to make him upset. When he's around, you're scared to even whatever. You go to the toilet so you can pretend you're taking a shit so you can now respond to messages from your mom.
When you're away
from your mom.
When you're away with him, you have to have your phone on loud all the time. My sister used to tell me that when I was with her, it's not like I was present and I'm always gauging around my phone. Guess why? 1 missed call. Woo! you're dead.
cheating. You're a hoe.
You're dead.
You're a hoe.
You died. Sweetie, I
Yeah.
don't think it's worth it.
Yeah,
For me,
it's
those
not
signs
worth
of
it.
insecurity.
Yeah.
ooh,
If your
no.
relationship, if you guys are not married, your relationship is less than 1 year, I would say just actually even if it's more than 1 year.
To
let's
be
just
honest,
say,
if you've said this enough and
Yeah.
this is still how he does, and also if his reaction is not like, not just
from a point-
questioning,
yeah,
it's
or from a
yelling.
joking point, because sometimes someone
It's
can say
yelling.
no, if someone
No.
is yelling and getting that mad, I would say
I would
absolutely
say
no.
absolutely
And I
no.
feel like long distance relationship is like, maybe at some point we might cover that topic of long distance relationships. We don't know, but perhaps we might. But I feel like there are some basic tenets that allow long distance relationships to thrive. Number one just has to be trust.
Oh my God.
There's no way that you can tell that your man is not doing something. There's no way he can tell that you are not doing something. You just have to trust. But now the little times that you're able to spend together, which is on the phone or like on a video call, it can't be me convincing you that I'm not cheating on you. It can't.
It can't.
It really
It
can't.
can't.
It's
And
just
also
too
your
tiring.
relationship is now revolving around that. That's
Yeah.
all. It's always about you apologizing, you guys making up, him accusing you again. Then you do it again.
And maybe he's even cheating. Maybe that's why he thinks that you're cheating, because he just got a text from his side chick.
Almost always.
Yep.
Those insecure people, those like abusive boyfriends are usually cheating themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Damn. All
So
the
we
best,
said
babe.
out.
Leave. That one we have said out.
Out.
So this is just not debatable. All right, now we have a career one. This lady says, "Hello, sisters. My name." Let's not say her name. "Hello, sisters. I'm really in love with what you guys are doing. I've personally learned a lot and experienced a lot of self-growth by listening to your podcast. Thank you. I need some guidance." So she says she's a student at JQuat, currently taking a course in mechatronics engineering. Wow.
Interesting.
She says, "My dad has been my co-mentor in this field. By his help, I have met many engineers, and as the others are on long holiday, I am working on projects.
Wow.
I, however, sometimes feel like it's too much and lost motivation along the way. I sometimes wonder if the extra effort is worth it. I, however, love the whole experience. What can I do to get myself drive back?"
Okay, well, I'm glad it's not like, I
You
hate
hate it.
this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad. That's going to happen many times. I remember when after I graduated from my master's, I was working at a law firm, and I was working for a law firm maybe like about a year and a half. And there was some point where I just felt like,
Because work.
because it's work.
Yeah.
It's work. It's daily. It's a schedule. I have to be there or I lose my job. And that sense of responsibility, especially when you're young, sometimes can feel too much. It can feel like, why must I go through this, right? But in those days when you're pushing through, sometimes you don't need motivation, you need discipline.
Yep.
In those days when you're feeling yucky and I can't be bothered or do I need to go in and stuff, when you do, that's where you're building your character. That's where you're
Absolutely,
building your sense of commitment. That's where you're building your sense of hard work. And I think me and Joe always say this. We learn so much of our sense of hard work and discipline from corporate. Those days when you don't really want to do it,
But you must
do.
you must
because
Yeah, exactly.
what's gonna happen?
I love the fact that you actually love what you're
Yeah.
studying, because
Oh,
see, that's
thank
the most
God.
important thing.
Yeah.
As for your question on sometimes you wonder if it's worth it. It's worth it, because
It is.
I feel like it's definitely worth it. When people are on holiday and you're doing projects, and I know how in uni sometimes it can be hard to even get internships, hard to get like, I don't know, projects to go and work on, but you have that. If it's something that you love, absolutely, it is definitely worth it. I'm always telling Nelly this as well. Like, the number of us who wish we had started what we are doing now. If I had started when I was 19
God,
or when I was
we'll be
20, where would I be
retiring.
now? And I know when you're young, sometimes it just feels like, oh my God, like right now I could be having fun, but here I am day in, day out. But I believe that it's worth it. I genuinely do. As long as it's something that you love and something that you can see yourself doing for a long time, absolutely, I would say
It's
keep
true.
doing it.
Yeah.
What you can do to get yourself drive back, maybe if you're working on 5 projects, you can reduce to 3.
Yeah.
Reduce maybe the number of projects so you are able to have some kind of balance and you're not feeling like too overwhelmed with work,
Yes.
if that's possible.
Yeah.
Also, try and fill the rest of your time with other things
Joy,
that you enjoy
things
doing.
that bring you
Going out with
joy.
your friends, other hobbies, things like that. So you still feel like you don't
Yeah.
feel like now I've already left my youth. Now I am a proper adult. You can
Yeah.
also still do things that
That's
you
it.
absolutely love doing, like your hobbies and things like that.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Fill the rest of your life or where you find joy to be where you find joy, so that you stop mistaking work as a place to find joy. And sometimes you find joy and sometimes you won't.
Yeah.
So you can just improve on maybe more time with the things that make you feel like, oh, life is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Absolutely. We hope we've helped you, babe. Alcohol one, trigger alert.
Nice.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Hey TMI, I had a very bad relationship with alcohol for the better half of last year. I was an everyday drunk from morning to night. All this while, I had a boyfriend who used to come visit me on weekends and we'd still go out and have fun. So my brother and him addressed the drinking issue in December and I immediately snapped out of it and haven't touched a drink since.
Wow.
Congratulations. That is amazing. We are so happy
Amazing.
for you. The issue is that anytime we talk about anything related to my previous friends and alcohol, my boyfriend keeps bringing up how messed up I was during those days in a malicious way and in a very judgmental tone that really hurts me and makes me feel like shit. I have told him severally I don't like it when he does that, especially when I was going through a lot and I was even hoping the alcohol would kill me at some point, but he keeps doing it. I don't know if this energy is helpful because I feel like he's making it so hard for me to forge a life away from that and focus on bettering myself. Leave.
I think that's unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
But let me throw a spanner in the works here.
Spanner?
Yeah. When people take you through your worst part, they have something to feel. So it's not usually like you've come back, thank God you're better now, everyone is perfect. There is the mess that is left from whatever happened. And sometimes, which is absolutely unacceptable of your boyfriend, by the way, but sometimes those feelings is what your boyfriend is trying to put out because he knows how he was feeling then. He knows he must have been feeling like, I don't know, deserted or feeling bad or neglected or angry.
But she said all this while I had a boyfriend who used to come visit me on weekends and we'd still go out and have fun.
But clearly he was there present in some of her messed up places because he's seen some of the messed up places. So sometimes people who have taken you through your hard times have their feelings which they have. Instead of resolving them like a decent human being and, you know, having a conversation or telling you that when you're going through that stage, I felt sad, I felt abandoned, I felt angry. He is lashing out in a different way by making you feel guilty about your past, but now you're a different person. But if he's refused to stop, you don't have to do this. You do not have to bear this cross. You do not have to be held to who you were when you are working on being a different person, especially in as delicate of a topic as addiction, because that is it's so
literally
easy to
one
sway back.
sentence could
trigger you back.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that as soon as they had that conversation, you are done and out. I'm sorry, you shouldn't have to bear that cross. You can tell him, I'm sorry for what I put you through. You can acknowledge some of his feelings. You can do that because it's true. He must have some feelings towards it, but you shouldn't have to deal with this.
Absolutely.
I remember when I was like 21 or maybe 19, 20 there, there's a time, like there was a summer where all I was doing is like drinking. So it's like I'm having fun, but I realized that when I was drinking, I would be like really aggressive. Actually, even maybe like
I can't imagine you
a
aggressive.
year ago, maybe 2 years ago, actually, there's a time when it's like when I drink, I just kind of get more aggressive, but I realize it's some of my unmanaged anger in real life that sometimes comes out when you're drinking. And I remember then when I was like around 19 or 18, my boyfriend told me that he's not going to have me drinking if this is who I become. And I literally stopped because I thought in my head, I was just like, if my dad had stopped, he would have had his whole family, but he didn't stop. There were many other factors, but still. And I was just like, I don't want to be that person. I was like, why would I be defending something that's making people who love me tell me that they're not going to be around me for it? So I think it's a very difficult decision to make, but him keeping you back there is not worth it.
Is not. And you know, the thing
Maybe
about
he's not the guy for you now that you're healed.
Exactly. The thing about when you change is that there are people who are still connected to the person that you are then, even if they're the ones who wanted you to change. There are people who will always see you. Like, have you seen somebody in a certain whatever? Sometimes in their eyes, you're just always that Lydia. There are many friends that I had in a previous version of me, let me say a previous version of me, who are no longer my friends now because when I became a content creator or like my life just became different, it's like they can't see me as this new person, you know, they only see you as that old person. And if you don't want to be associated with that old person, sometimes you have to let go of that dead weight.
True.
And to be honest, I love the fact that you say that you have spoken to him severally, and if he genuinely has refused to listen, don't
This is not it's not not worth your recovery.
And also, just because somebody has, even if he was there with you during that mess, and just because someone has gone through that, and absolutely their feelings are valid, what is not valid is them speaking to you maliciously, speaking to you judgmentally. Even couples, I think Esther Perel was saying this, even couples who, let's say one partner has cheated, even if I have cheated on you, I'm not going to sit in the house with every day saying, you ugly, slut, stupid, whatever. They still align that, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit here and just be abused by you, just because maybe I did something wrong to you, or you've been through something. Your feelings are valid, but the way you're speaking to me is not acceptable,
not acceptable.
And that with what he's doing is absolutely not acceptable. And like Lydia has said, addiction is just, it's too much of a slippery slope.
It's too much. You to be around that.
Exactly, yeah.
Forgiveness, by the way, is not something you give someone and then they owe you.
Yep.
So if he stayed with you and he's quote unquote forgiven you because of how you used to be, you don't owe him anything.
Nope.
That's a choice he's made.
Yep.
And what your job is to do is to honor that forgiveness, but you shouldn't suffer under it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's do this last one, another relationship one. I like it because it touches on something that we've talked about in a few episodes back. So this lady says, good morning, TMI. I've been watching all your episodes and I've learned a lot from you both. I met this guy in 2020 and he instantly fell in love with me, though I wasn't in that headspace then, so I didn't bother. 2021, he came back and attempted to katia me again, but I was elsewhere. He kept on telling me that he loves me and would really want a chance. Men who tell you they love you and they are not even dating you are really quite audacious. Quite special. Fast forward end of May 2022, he came back and I finally decided to give him a chance because he has been persistent. Generally, he's a calm, understanding and gentle person, though. He doesn't automatically lead. That's the beginning of the issues. He doesn't automatically lead. You will find I have to start most conversations. Mostly, he doesn't talk about things of the future. Most of the conversations are surface level, which I don't like. I am aware of his past traumas and of having to survive alone without the care of his parents, which kind of makes him less talkative. Though I still feel if he is in love, he should open up more and just lead in the relationship. I'm tired of constantly being in charge because I miss my femininity and the feeling of just knowing a man cares and deeply loves me. What are the things I can share with him to make him more dominant, talkative, and lead? Or do you guys think I should just quit as early as now? The relationship started May 2022, so it's only 2 months in.
It's only 2 months in.
Yeah, May 2022 is when they started.
I don't know why we need to be juggling about this then. It might just be that's who he is. And there's so many reasons why she's given as far as why he is the way he is. Maybe he's just the way that he is. So let me tell you this, and this is something which I've learned in my education on femininity, is that the man is neutral. The man is neutral. It's the woman's energy that tends to actually lead what the dynamic is, which is why you find a woman who, when she starts being more in touch with her feminine, the guy somehow kind of starts being more masculine, because a lot of times it's like, if you're leading with your masculine, even without knowing, you tend to attract a man who's kind of maybe leading with his feminine or who's not as masculine, right? But what I would say is that all of these things might be just period character. There's a reality where he doesn't want to lead, he doesn't want to open up, he's not talking about the future because he doesn't see one. There's those ones, because sometimes we might give so many reasons to things. It's because of his childhood traumas, because of this, but the truth is those might just be the fact of the matter about his character. And as women, always giving a reason for why a man is the way that they are, so that we can find a way to change him. Like, first of all, it's 2 months. Give yourself time to see who he is. Where are you guys even leading each other to? If you're the first person to initiate the conversation, stop
initiating the conversation.
Stop initiating conversation. If it's a matter of it's you who's doing it, you might be leading the relationship because you're the only one who wants to be in it. Like, give the person the chance as well to show you wagwan. And I've done that before as well. Like, every so often in a relationship, you want to see the other person making effort, because especially if you're a go-go person,
you're the one always organizing the dates. You're like, okay, we ever go on a date if I don't?
You've got to sit back sometimes. And it's not how does he become anything? How do you become something? You can only control yourself. So you sit back, you relax a bit. If you're the only one who's initiating, stop initiating. If it's about the future, stop talking about the future and let's see what he is. Sometimes let people show you who they are so that you can make a decision on whether or not you want to be with them. Instead of they've shown you who they are and you're trying to make them a different person.
Yeah, I don't think the making a different person is what's going to work. Also, what future are we talking about when we've been dating 2 months?
I think it's 2 months. I think it's too early.
2 months is too early. Also,
It's
I
too
feel like
early. Especially if there's no run up.
Yeah, there's
before
no,
that.
Yeah, I feel like clearly this man has some elements of masculinity, because you say he approached you in 2019
And he's
then
been
again in
chasing
2021 and then in 2022, which means that there's potential for him to be that way. Perhaps it could be your own masculine energy. You know, sometimes as women we overdo, and I'm not saying that you are, but if it's a possibility, maybe check that, just like you said, because maybe even in my own relationship, by the way, there's a time I asked Zach, I'm like, babe, I'm the one who's always planning the dates, and he's like, yeah, but when would I ever plan one when you're always planning them?
Planning one, yep.
And I was like, oh yeah, by the way, because I'll always tell him, oh babe, we're going to go to this place. But you know, like he obviously, if you're always planning it, he will never plan it.
And men will usually settle where you place them.
That's it.
So if it's like, I'm the goer of dates, fine.
Yeah.
If you settle for him to be the planner, he will be
plan.
the planner.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like, I feel like the whole aspect of like his childhood traumas, it does make sense, but or maybe it's just a story that we have now agreed that, okay, because he wasn't raised with his parents, he's like that. I feel like,
But either way, that's who he is.
Either way, that's who he is right now. So yeah, so maybe you try taking a step back, stop initiating the conversation, stop feeling like you need to lead, because no one has asked you to lead. It's you who is leading. He's the one who chased you. He's the one who approached you 3 times, and you're the one who has said yes to him. So allow him then to carry the relationship. Forget talk about future for now. I think it's really just way too soon.
Wait to see who he is.
Wait and see.
Just
wait and see who he is. And then if after some time you see that he maybe is not being the man that you want him to be, now you know, and then now you make a decision based on that, you know, because it already then feel like you are that into him to begin with, because if he's been trying and you're like, okay, I decided to give him a chance, you know, it's kind of just like, okay, I wasn't really doing anything that day, and I was like, maybe get into a relationship, you know.
Might as well.
So if already that's the case, then, you know, probably this is not the relationship for you. But yeah, try taking a step back and then let us know how it goes.
Yeah, and when you control someone, that encourages dependence. So if you find yourself being the one who's in trying to control things, you are making the other person dependent. So if you release that control, they might start kind of perking up their independence, and it's a dance. It's a dance.
Yeah.
And especially if you're a woman who leads with your masculine energy,
Exactly.
which is what I do, something which I've been trying to tap into my feminine more, but I do lead with my masculine. So you will find that I always try to kind of manage things, but I promise you the sweetness of just sitting back and watching someone else actually do everything that you've been saying that you wanted, nice.
It's amazing. And when you're like us, if you even the most masculine man, if he gets with someone who is like us, super masculine, they will also relax, and you will be like,
even
this guy
doesn't
doesn't
like a break.
Yeah, exactly. Finally I can relax, because being a masculine man is difficult. I imagine.
Yeah.
So even for them, obviously, if it's like, oh, okay, she seems like she's taken up, that they will also relax, even if they're the most masculine man.
No matter what.
We are not here trying to fight.
Yeah, it's either going to be a fight or someone is going to concede.
Or someone will
concede. And it might be him who concedes, because your masculine is more dominant.
Yeah. So try that out, babe, and let us know how that goes. If we have addressed any of your issues actually in this episode, we'd really love to hear back and tell the in-betweeners. Yeah, give us updates, guys. We would love to know.
Yeah.
We would love to know what happens. But yeah, that was interesting. I think we had a good
I love those. Yeah. And sometimes, guys, of course, we've been so busy. Sometimes it gets like the dilemmas are there and we never want to delete or not answer any. So we just leave them there. And now we have this episode, so we can answer all of them in bulk.
The ones I refuse to respond to is where you've just come and said, hi, guys, I need help. My boyfriend has been beating me, has been cheating on me. What do you think I should do? I'm not responding to those ones.
In those ones, it's like, you know what you need to do. Yeah, you know what you're supposed
Please
to do.
Just protect yourself.
Yeah.
Basically protect yourself.
Yeah, but we've loved this, guys. We love our Hey Big Sisters episode.
Hey XL
sisters. You guys are too much. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. We would love if you are on YouTube, please connect with us in the comments and put and share some of your feedback. For example, with the girl who's feeling like she's a bit more masculine, here's what I would say. You know, and we can have a real conversation on comments, and so that when all the people who have we have done their dilemmas, they can go to the comments as well and see a big perspective
Exactly.
on how to solve
Not
their
just
problem, as
Lydia and
opposed to
Murugi.
just me and Joe, because we do the best we can, but we are only two people.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate every single one of you guys. Keep sending us your dilemmas. Some of them will respond to here. Some of them will respond to on... Oh, sorry, I thought your zip was open.
No.
Some of them will respond to here. Some of them will respond to on stories, and some we send to you directly. So feel free, if you have any issue, feel free to send it to us, and we absolutely love hearing from you, because we feel like it's two-way. It's two-way conversation,
Two-way.
two-way
And I
communication.
really enjoy this dilemma
Me
episode.
too.
Like, this is a chat way more. I love these episodes
And
as
I feel
well.
like it's like not just 70,000 people. I feel like it's this woman and this woman and this woman and this one.
Jane.
Exactly. I absolutely love that.
We love it, guys.
Yeah. Let us know your feedback in the comments, and we will see you in our next episode. Bye.